Oh, damn, I still got the hiccups, man. That's continuity and cannon for that ass, baby. Yo, continuity, Uncle Triple still got the hiccups. Let me get a drink of this water. Hold up. Okay, I think we might be good. Yo, seriously, welcome back to the show, everybody. Yo, we got some more heat for that ass, baby. Yo, we now know what that Contra collection is looking like. So, with no further ado, let's get your friend of mine out here. Google motherfucking Chrome, where you at, baby? Just like that. Give me a moment. Let me move me over real quick because we need to take a look at this. Look. I'm just putting it all out here because you know what I'm saying, because there are a lot of things that need to be explained and also a couple of questions that I have. So if you look at, because we're taking a look at the American version now, there are websites for this for the European version and for the Asian version, and not much changes. And I will explain the one thing that even though nothing changes between the American version, the European version, and the Asian version, there is one thing that isn't changed, and I'll explain that, or at least try, because I have a question about that, even though that's already been answered given what the Castlevania collection was. So we have got the arcade version of Contra, baby. Look at this. Look at this. This is probably not the Contra you remember, but it is a Contra based off the Contra that you actually remember. This is that sequel, Super Contra. More of this thing that you probably are unfamiliar with, but again, the thing that you are probably more familiar with is based off this thing, just so that you know. Or this is the thing you are familiar with. This is the NES version of Contra, baby. I'm like up, down, left, right, BA, BA. Select if you're playing with a friend, and the start button. Just letting you know. This is Grisor. The only differences between the NES version and Grisor, which actually runs off the Famicom Disk System, are these wonderful maps and these cutscenes that happen in between. I'm actually going to give you something a little special to take with you at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. We'll just take a look at the rest of this, but it's mainly just Contra. It's not like how later games took advantage of special Japanese chips and things like that. It's just Contra with extra stuff because it can fit more on a disc than you could on a cartridge. This is Super C, or Super Contra in Japan. Just think, you are familiar with this. You should be. This game's amazing. You should know that. This is Contra 3, The Alien Wars. One of the best video games of all time. It is Contra 3, The Alien Wars. Did I say anything more? No, I shouldn't. Now, this is where things get interesting, because here's what's going on, at least what I know with what the Castlevania thing is coming out. Is that when the Castlevania thing gets an update in a minute, they're actually going to have the Japanese ROM for all the games that do have them. So be staying tuned for that. Not much is going to change with that, except you'll be able to play Castlevania 2 and 3 with some hot gangster music and, you know, censorship on being uncensored and things like that. This is Super Protector. What? It's Super Protector Alien Rebels. I just forgot that damn quick. Where, if you guys know that, because Germany's weird, and because you can't release it in one, you can't release it in the other, they spent Contra years with Probotector replacing all your Lance and your build with robot guys. These guys are actually canon thanks to Contra 4, a thing we'll talk about later, but yeah, this is it. Now, the reason why I'm glad we bring this up is because of our next game. Operation C, aka Just Plain Contra in Japan, as we'll see as we take a look at the Japanese site in a minute. Here is the weird thing about this game and how it was re-released later. Now, because back when this game came out on the Game Boy, is that in Europe, this was a Probotector game. However, in the weird thing that I do not understand about this collection, about why they didn't use the Konami GB collection versions, which were fully in color and things like that, Probotector was actually released as Probotector on that collection, but it had Bill Reiser in it, and I don't understand or know what that means or why that is. But that's a thing that happened. But then at some point they started being able to use the Contra name normally, and the Probotectors got completely wiped out, and like I said earlier, introduced back into canon thanks to Contra 4. So it is what it is with that. Oh, one of the best Sega games ever, Contra Hardcore. We're going to talk more about this later. Let's rock! God, this game is so good. Oh man, never mind. I'm not gonna do that to you. But yeah, this is Contra Hardcore. This is actually also a Probotector game where everybody became robots, including the robot Brownie, which was a robot. There's a thing there. It's called Contra Rebirth. Long story, but I just wanted to show you this. It is what it is, because it's that. My question is that, like I said, when I took a look at the European version of this, is that, oh really, for real? This Smith, shut up, just shut up, shut your mouth, man. I'm trying to do videos. I'm trying to get this working. I thought I cut this off. I cut this off for a reason. Give me a second in there while I swear I shut all of this off, all of it. No. Better. Thank you. She can go off now. Anywho, what was I saying? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. What the hell was I saying on this video? Oh, wait, yeah, I remember. Probotector. Now, weirdly enough, and I don't know if this is going to be a thing, the NES version of Contra and Super C were not replaced with Probotector and Super Probotector. Well, actually, yeah, because Super C came out in Japan and it came out it came out as Probotector 2. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. I'm in my head. Super Probotector is the Super Nintendo version. Probotector 2 is the European version of Super C. There we go. So that's a thing. I don't know if those are not being highlighted and will be included. You might as well, if you feel finna go, we gonna include Probotector games, you might as well include Probotector 1 and 2. Why would you not? So anyway, let's take a look at the Japanese version real quick before I get you to some bonus stuff. This is mostly everything what it is that unlike the English version, which highlight Grisor in the Japanese version, Super Probotector, Probotector on the Genesis, and the original Contra on the NES are all highlighted as games that they're the European and the US versions. The thing is, like I say, when you go to the Europe site, it does not show, again, Probotector 1 or Probotector 2, Return of the Aliens or whatever. I don't get that. Don't understand why. But yeah, these are just the things. You probably got the same things. The only other difference, like I said earlier, Operation C in Japan is called Contra. It's just plainly called again Contra. That's just what it is, and that's just what it is. So, you now know this information. This is important. Now, and I'm Uncle Trip, so you know I went got some heat for you. So I just want to just give you just a little bit of bonus heat while you sit up here and wait for this to come out. Shout out to ROMHacking.net for everything that you're about to see. Shout out to the Stardust Crusaders. This is a full retranslation of Grisor. Just like Contra, everything. If you trying to play Contra, this is the best way to do it. There is no other way. You should be doing it in the year 2019. I just wanted to show you this, that you can go to romhacking.net, pick up this translation, patch your own ROM of your own NES game, and then play it however you feel like it. But this is how you should be playing the original Contra. Just putting it out there. Now, there are some other hacks that I'm not going to get into today, like there's a hack that I noticed on the site that actually restores the 30 lives for the Konami code in Super C, which was a thing in the Japanese version, but they made it in the US version and in Probotector. Why they did that, who knows? But just put it out there, just letting you know what it is. If you wish to play Contra Hardcore, this is probably the way you should do it. This combined with this hack, the MIJT enhancement hack, along with the Contra Super Patch, of which you need. Because here's a fun fact, just so you know. For a very, 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 very long time, this hack did not work correctly with the latest version of this hack. So you had to go find the hack before this version, which, by the way, just so you know, it's still on the internet somewhere on a website where if you know how to download it, you can. You don't need it anymore, but I'm just saying, just for the history thereof, is that you could find the last version of this hack here combined with this and it would work. Because the one thing that it didn't do is that the codes didn't quite work correctly. Like the code for, I think it was the, not the debug mode, but for the code that allows you to get all the weapons on default, it didn't work correctly. So they had to fix that, and that's what this super patcher is for, which you have to download separately. But I figured I will let you know this. In the year 2019 internet, if you want to find a new way to experience one of the best games ever, the IT Gamer Ultra Hack 1.0 is the best way to breathe some life into Contra Hardcore. This hack does everything and really takes it up a notch, which really, while it does all this good stuff, it separates itself from being just an addendum to Contra Hardcore. That the main things that this thing does is that every single character that was playable in a version of Contra Hardcore is playable in this version, including 2 versions of Brownie, because that's what you need. It's like, and it got all the other stuff that hacks do. It got new weapons. The game has been rebalanced. There are a whole lot of things going on with this hack. So if you are trying to look for a new way to play Contra Hardcore, please download this. Go get your copy of Contra Hardcore, make a copy, and then put it on something for you to play it, because that's the legal way you're supposed to do it, and I'm supposed to tell you that because that's my damn job. So I'm just putting it out there and letting you know what it is. If you want this, I will remember, try to, at some point today, once I put this video up, is to put all of these links in the description so that you can pick up these hacks for yourself. And I just want to thank everybody on romhacking.net for all the work that everybody does, whether you contribute in hacks while you on the forums or whatever, giving you ideas or whatever. This is a great place, and I have found brand new ways to breathe in life into games that either I've experienced forever or games that I've never got a chance to experience before because of hacks that make it better, because people who want to make it better. Oh, and just so we're here, I saw this yesterday. I watched a video of what the hell this was, and I was like, the fake. If you read this, it's that. I played this yesterday. I probably shouldn't have. This is like it's like the internet is just full of things that make me happy. And a hack of Super Mario Brothers that is a parody of a Transformers game that is known in the history of the world to be super dumb. Something beautiful about that, man. It's something beautiful. But yo, this is stupid, man. Like I say, if you've never come to ronhacking.net before, please come through. Please come through. Search for a game that you ain't played in a long time. Guaranteed, more likely than not, either you will find a hack about it, or if you go on the forum, you will find people trying to breathe life in the games that's not that sit up here need a little CPR, need a little life support to bring them back so that more people can experience. And this website does a wonderful job of that. So thank all of you. I appreciate that. Nothing but love for all of y'all. Nothing but love, baby. Bring it back to me now. Okay, hello. It's me. Let me bring this back over here. Let me do this work real quick, because I got to get y'all out of here, because I got some things I got to do. Got to get y'all out of here. Look, I'm glad that that Konami's letting the guards do what they do. That like I said, I'm wondering if all the versions of Probotector are going to be available when this comes out. I'm sitting up here still wondering about the Konami GB collections, especially when it comes to Castlevania Adventure 1, Castlevania Adventure 1 and 2, and Operation C, about why they didn't use the colorized versions of that. But I'm not going to do anything, so I'm not really going to harp on that, because the main thing was the original way these games were supposed to be experienced. Even though the Konami GB collections do a whole lot for enhancing Game Boy experiences, I kind of understand and get why, if Konami had a mandate for what they want to do, that they wanted the original black and white or green joints, you know what I'm saying, as it were. You do what you can with that. I'm like, I saw a video about the filters in Castlevania Adventures 1 and 2, like a dot matrix mode. I'm like, yo, that look slick, nice and slick. It look beautiful, like it's a dream, baby. Just put that up. Look, we have got plenty of more show for you, so please sit back, relax, stay tuned. You know I'm of course the one on Triple the G.O.D. Yeah. I'm going to point to the squad first. Squish, Murder, and the crew, the congregation. Man, they be praised. Amen. Yo, Bessie, Janine, the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours. We stay winning. We never lose and throw your dubs up. And no, if you forgot who I am, because I'm going to go last on this, I'm of course the one in the only the Triple the G.O.D. A.K.A. Mr. CRACKCOCINA. Hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man, baby. Always bringing unique work, damn it. Look, you, and you. Go tell them and they. Uncle Triple holding it down right here live on Team JRF TV. And yo, we have got plenty of more show for you. Bang! If this thing go off again, I know what time it is. That's why I'm trying to hurry up. Shut up, phone. Let's try that again. Bang! Yo, like I said, we've got plenty of more show for all of you right after these commercial messages. Looks like I'm over my hiccups now, suckers. Got your ass, bitch. Seriously, more show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.